This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. How is everyone's Black Friday hangover doing? Your girl Shannon is a mess today. My bandwidth is very low because the tubes were so busy all day. And that's just from Robert hunting down the best deals on his favorite brand of lube. Slippery slope, indeed. Our IP Livecast starts now.
There's quite a deal, actually. I don't get a commission, but Amazon has a good sale on a nice, I think, 16-ounce bottle of Swiss Navy.
Swiss Navy.
That's my brand of choice. I think we've discussed it on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that being the name of it. That's evokes images.
That's right. That's why I like it.
Right.
You're down at the
There's
docks.
a lot of I've sampled a few brands, and that's my favorite. And also, I feel like that's the one. You know how they say a lot of kids start smoking because they see someone on TV smoking?
Yeah.
And that's honestly, like, I feel like such a loser in the sense of, like, that's what made me pick up cigarettes. I just remember watching, I don't know if it was Goodfellas. I think it was Casino. It was actually Casino. And Robert De Niro is smoking a cigarette in every scene in Casino. I'm just like, man, he looks so cool. I want a cigarette.
Undeniable.
I want a cigarette. But anyway, just like that, I would see all my favorite porn stars. What lube are they using? Swiss Navy.
Do they get sponsorships like
silicone
basketball players with sneakers?
lubricant.
No, Sid, they hold up the lube in the scene as they're
Yeah.
This scene is sponsored by Swiss Navy.
He's got a Swiss Navy
here's the
tramp
thing.
stamp.
There are some porn stars that are sponsored, and I don't believe that this is the one that is organically placed in the scene. It's like not the brand isn't necessarily facing the camera. They're not trying to tell
It's an
you.
if you know, you know situation.
Yes. And this is, and we have talked about silicone-based versus water-based lubricant before, and I looked it up. Silicone-based is perfectly fine for you. It just lasts longer. There's no health defects.
Thank goodness.
It's safe.
Well, if it lasts longer, isn't that good? You might be able to go in twice on the same squirt of lube.
Well, it's important for it's. I would say it's better for anal sex. It creates the better friction, and the friction is lasts longer, so you don't have to use as much. You don't have to keep lubing up.
So, like, if like half a day later the dude goes to take a shit, is he still like sort of extra slippery down there, so he shits easier?
Another benefit.
I would hope that no, that like you wipe off. I mean, it washes off.
Could get inside though.
Yeah,
it washes off. No, it evaporates. It evaporates
inside your butt.
Evaporates.
There's evaporation.
Sure. it's like a massage oil. Massage oil.
That doesn't help. Like, I know all of.
You've never gotten a massage? You've never had like baby? It's like baby oil. Baby oil evaporates.
I have. It's been a long time since I've been a baby, Rob. Hate to tell you.
Agree to disagree.
Sorry, Sid. Itchy trigger finger.
The way you behaved last week, I don't know.
What?
No. I
Welcome.
What? I didn't properly introduce the show. Welcome to RIP Live. You didn't do anything. I was just making a joke about you act like a baby.
I don't know.
We got baby Sydney, adult Darren, and me, Rabba. It's RIP Livecast. It's Saturday, November 30th. Small Business Saturday.
Oh.
Is the branded day.
Is that us?
I guess
Technically?
we're a small business. Yeah, you can support us. And then tomorrow is Shiv Someone Sunday. You make a shiv out of one of those Amazon boxes from your orders, and
like just for spite, or you're gonna rob them?
No, for spite. It's like the purge.
Oh, okay.
Going back to the cigarette thing, I considered a miracle that I grew up in South Brooklyn at the time that I did, and never picked up a single cigarette.
Same.
I still don't know how I did it, honestly. Like, all my friends are smoking since like age 10 or 11, like, not exaggerating.
Yeah, I always thought it was stupid growing up. Oh, because my dad smoked and I hated it. I hated the smell of it.
Both of my parents. That's why.
Yeah. It was so gross. And also, we were of the generation where they just beat us over the head with those fucking commercials about how terrible it is.
I saw those commercials,
and-
but I feel like they didn't really start in full force till I was like 17, maybe.
I see.
Uh,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
for me, it was like my whole life, being a generation past you, but I could see that. Yeah.
I just hated the stink. My mother used to. My mother, to her credit, quit
What was
almost
her
25
brand?
years ago now. Merit, and she smoked like these like kind of off-brand cigarettes. I can't remember the other name. Merit was one of them. I can't remember the other one. I'll try to do some research on that. But she's quit in the year 2000. I remember, so it's almost it's going to be the 25th anniversary very soon. She never picked it back up again.
Don't remind her. She might be like, "Oh yeah, I miss those."
I can use a butt.
Yeah.
My dad still smokes.
Oh wow.
My mom still smokes.
Well, he's getting older now. I mean, like you're at the point where the diminishing returns to quitting. Just,
yeah, it's true.
Smoke it up.
It's fair.
The way my
smoke on
mom
Friday
thinks.
nights, though,
What?
for the shop. He doesn't smoke on Friday nights, though, for the Shabbos.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I
What do
thought
you
it was
mean,
like.
is that? Of course, you can't use fire.
I guess. Couldn't you get a Goyish cup to come in there? And
Give you a light.
I think that'd be cheating.
Is he allowed to
He's
vape?
not a cheater. He does vape, actually. Yes, he did figure out the
That's his
workaround,
loophole.
which I'm just like, what are you doing?
That's funny. I just realized I subconsciously associate
man.
smoking now so much with vaping. I didn't think of lighting a cigarette.
Yeah, sorry. So, Sid, what were you saying about your mom?
What was I saying about my mom? She still
We were
smokes.
about
Yeah, I mean,
cigarettes.
the way her negative mind works, she'd be like, "Yeah, I'd quit smoking and I'd just die from something else 3 days later, and I'd had 3 days of misery for nothing."
At this point, it makes
So what's
sense.
the point?
Yeah, like Lawrence's grandmother, who lived to
Who's Lawrence?
my boyfriend.
Oh, there
You have mentioned it once or twice, but it's good to establish that.
My boyfriend's grandmother, who lived to like 100, his American grandmother, who lived to like 100, she would exclusively cook with bacon fat. And like at one of these Thanksgiving dinners, one of her daughters, or maybe daughter-in-laws, was like, that's really unhealthy. And her response is, yeah, well, I'm 95 and I'm still here. So it looked like it turned out okay for me.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't say that to someone like that. It could be right, but like let her have her space,
It's been proven to be unhealthy, sure, but look, she made it just fine.
Maybe the
until
rule
her
is
last days.
if while you're of age, we don't know yet that it's unhealthy, then it actually isn't. It only starts being unhealthy once they discover that it's unhealthy. So
no
she
one
had
died
like
of
60
cancer.
years of it being okay.
Right.
No one died of cancer from tobacco before they started discovering.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can cause cancer. Although I do wonder if it's the tobacco that causes the cancer, the nicotine rather, or all the additives that they throw in there.
The nicotine doesn't cause cancer. Nicotine is like what they put into the cancer stick in order to make you want to buy it more.
Yeah, that's why you get those like nicotine pouches and gums and stuff. You get that without the cancery stuff, I guess.
The nicotine is more or less like not nearly as harmful as anything else that's in the cigarette. It's the tobacco. Tobacco is a carcinogen.
Oh, tobacco. Right. Well, any carcinogen, I feel like even smoking weed. I feel the researchers in there, like all these people, even doctors have been like, "Oh no, it's totally healthy." I was like that. You saying that to me makes me not want to believe anything you say because that's absurd.
They said smoking is healthy.
Yes, a doctor has told me that it's fine. No, it's totally healthy.
To smoke just regular cigarettes?
No, to smoke marijuana.
To
smoke marijuana. And I'm saying any sort of smoking.
Yeah.
Just the act of smoking. The human lungs were not made to inhale smoke.
Just like when we had that stupid thing where the trees were on fire and we couldn't go outside. It's the same thing. Burning things, it does something to your lungs. That's bad.
Exactly. That's what I meant. And I feel like there's not enough studies on the long-term lung damage of marijuana smoke. I'm willing to give my body to science to research what's going on over here.
As long as the researcher's cute and Asian.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Asian, but the first part, yes. So I've been now targeted with ads for some bullshit like pill, like a mushroom pill that clears out your lungs, that clears the tar out of your lungs. And I'm like, this is the new fucking shit. Like instead of marketing quitting smoking. They're like, "Oh, you smoke, right? Well, you should have this to be healthy." Like, what? Fuck, get out of here. Get out of here.
A mushroom pill?
Yeah, because now everything is like mushrooms, like
Kombucha?
are like
Are you just they're drinking kombucha?
No, I think it's like now that like hallucinogenic mushrooms are decriminalized more.
Okay.
Their scientific uses are being
Oh, so you
examined more, and
okay?
there's-
I thought you meant just like like a fucking cremini mushroom or some shit you get at the
No,
supermarket.
no, no. No, it's like some sort of like exotic mushroom that's not quite, psychoglobin or whatever the fuck that.
Psilocybin?
Psilocybin.
Yeah, psilocybin. Thank you.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Don't
that-
thank me.
you
I'm
are
not
correct.
100% sure.
You are correct. And it's not that, but it's like a different type of mushroom like that. Like there's all these exotic mushrooms that haven't really been whatever. So that's like the new trend is finding these mushrooms and like exploring their non-hallucinogenic health benefits.
I just noticed Rob's. I pictured Rob standing in the supermarket aisle with a can full of Krasdale mushrooms, stuffing it into his face.
I've only recently started enjoying mushrooms. I typically did not like the texture of them. Previously.
Now, which
And
ones
I
do you
still-
mean now?
Like food mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, like hallucinogenic mushrooms were always disgusting. They're absolutely disgusting to consume, but you want
Got to
you wanna
saute
poison
them
yourself.
first. A little butter, a
You can
little
make a
parmesan.
tea. People make a little chocolate.
Oh.
I've gotten chocolates with them now. The chocolates are great, easy peasy.
Milk chocolate.
Yeah, there's cookies and cream. There's milk
Oh.
chocolate. There's dark chocolate. There's different flavors. It's
No
quite
dark
a
chocolate.
Yeah, you got to hide the taste of the disgusting
scam.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
exactly. And now there's even here. Let me show you.
Oh, Livecast show and tell coming up. What could this be? Is it a fleshlight where the head of the thing looks like like an actual mushroom?
It's a mushroom with Swiss Navy lube on it.
It's truffle scented.
Let's see who's
Guys.
right.
It's so exotic.
You're not right. It's these little like protein powder packs,
Mm-hmm.
PPP.
but they're about they're like mushroom based.
Good
So
move.
this is reasonable and you'll buy it, but the ones that will clean out your lungs you think are a scam.
I think these are just as much of a scam probably, but this was really cheap, so I was like, oh, I'll give this a shot. Okay.
So you're willing to be scammed as long as it's fiscally
Well, this
responsible.
this is marketed as a caffeine substitute. It's supposed to like give you a little energy and some focus.
Does it work?
I tried it. It was fine. It's no coffee.
It's
I'll
like
tell you that
placebo
much.
effect, more or less.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, let me see what the ingredients are here.
How much did it cost? Where did you get it?
So it was this storefront, and the storefront looked like this. It was like this gradient, and it said in Helvetica font psychedelic, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. But it's
It
just
was
a
like
fucking-
Yogi Bear smelling a pie on a windowsill.
Yeah.
The smell lines hit you, and you just
Yes.
followed it right
But
in.
I was scammed because it's just a regular old deli, and this brand is called.
You
The
got a
brand
ham
is
and
called
cheese sandwich, though.
psychedelic water.
It was a pop-up store for Infowars.com.
Oh no!
It's essentially like a vitamin water knockoff, not a knockoff, but like a competitor, I should say, with that uses like mushroom-based proteins, I guess, for the electrolytes and such. So yeah, very disappointing. How did
Sorry
we
to
get
hear
here? I don't know. But yeah, so with my cigarette journey, it's I always thought it was stupid. Started smoking pot, loved smoking pot. All the potheads I was around also smoked cigarettes. And then I was watching Casino. I'm like, damn, Robert De Niro looks really cool. All right, maybe I'll give cigarettes a shot. And I obviously never liked them as much as weed. And also, they would make me feel significantly worse. So it was a very short-term habit. Although I will have the occasional puff still.
Really?
Sure. My brand is Parliament Lights. I even have a pack.
So you keep a pack just for once in a while, or you only? Oh wow.
Yep.
Well,
You never know when you want one. And that's the thing. It's like when I want a cigarette, I don't want to just have like, like ask someone and then it's
Right.
like a Camel Light and like I'm already breaking this fast, this no cigarette fast for like a cigarette I don't even like the taste of.
Right.
Like I prefer the taste of this particular
And
cigarette. It's nice.
what
It's toasty.
situations do you find are the ones where you need a cigarette?
Usually when I'm drinking, or like heavily, which is now even fewer and further between. So it's not like.
And you're never just
Like the
tempted
last
because
time
there's a pack in the house?
No, I've had this for like 2 years.
Oh my God.
They don't expire.
No, I don't think so.
Do
I
they
guess
age
dry
like
out, but
wine?
whatever.
Is it actually more potent now somehow?
No. But or like if I'm traveling, I guess I'd like to. Sometimes I'll buy a pack if I'm on the road for a few days. Because also it's a marijuana substitute. Because I'm not going to be like I would do it when I would go to Nam. When we would go to Nam, I would buy a pack of cigarettes because it's like I can't be getting high all day. I'm in meetings and
But everybody you're meeting with is probably high.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but it's still better to be sharper than them. You got to be on top of it. That's the advantage, and also it's like it's a good like let's just step outside for a cigarette. Like let's leave the show floor. It was like a good reason to take a break. So
Taking a shit. That could be the
me and Vince Nielsen from Metal Sucks would typically split a pack because he was also a Parliament guy. It was very easy.
That's how you knew you were going to be friends forever. You both had the same brand of cigarette.
That's how I mean, it's a big. What kind of cigarettes you smoke say a lot about you.
They both step outside the NAM conference and they both take out the Parliament pack at the exact same time and look at each other. And they love theme plays from.
It's like in Step Brothers when they realize they're best friends.
Yeah. Did we just become Parliament buddies?
Yup.
Yep.
And what does Parliament say about you?
I think Parliament is a very Eastern Europe. Like a lot of Russian people smoke Parliament.
Really? Okay.
I feel like Camel is a very more of like a hipster thing. I hate them. They're like to me that's like hardcore tobacco smokers. Marlboro Lights. That's like my second choice. If it's not Parliament, Marlboro, but that's like the name brand, the McDonald's of cigarettes.
They're about like American Spirit, isn't that one?
American Spirit. It's too much. It's the
Hipster.
thing is, it's like it's not fun for me. They burn much slower.
Lucky Strike. Is that one?
Lucky Strike I've never had. They're kind of they're not really as widely available, I think.
Oh, I remember another brand that my mother used to smoke, which was More, More. Do you ever hear that?
No, I have to say the Merit design, the cigarette box design is pretty iconic.
Are they still around?
I don't think they're around, but the old ones, like I have fond memories of seeing these at the, store.
Yep. Merit and More. Look up More cigarettes. That was the other one.
That's what Rob wants.
More.
More.
Yeah. That was the other one she smoked. That was long, thin. It was like,
hello.
Satisfied.
It was targeted at independent feminists.
Oh my God! Is that Sandra Bernhard? Who is this outfit? It looks sort of like Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, or she looks like a reboot of Designing Women or something.
Yeah, that's why I thought. That's who I thought it was. I'm more satisfied.
It was like the next.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead. I didn't know you were reading that. Go ahead.
I get great satisfying taste with More, and More is 120 millimeters long.
Ooh.
So the taste lasts longer. That's why I get an extra measure of satisfaction. More also has the style that could only come from a long, slim, brown cigarette.
Wow.
Sid, what are you saying about my mom? Cut it out.
I'm much more satisfied with More. They must have said More like 20 times in this copy.
This is
More for that extra measure of satisfaction.
This is so talking about black dick. It's
yes.
So
why do you think we see the cigarettes only coming out of the menthol pack?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize
Just
that.
to drive it home.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
How can you smoke a long brown cigarette? Easy. I want more of a good thing. Love it.
And it's a white guy asking her that too. That's so funny. Did you see that?
My dad would smoke. Yeah. What? Wait a minute. There's a Martin Luther King ad.
What?
Oh, no.
Where?
Oh no, that can't be for cigarettes. Yeah, it's a Philip Morris ad. Hold on, let me blow this up. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I bet you it's like the Philip Morris Company doing PR, like when it's Martin Luther King Day or something.
Is that what it is?
There is
I
little
bet you
hope
that's-
for us until we become tough-minded enough to break loose from the shackles of prejudice, half-truth, and downright ignorance. I guess, yeah, they're just celebrating him. I don't get it.
We shall overcome corporate regulatory
Yeah.
practices that send our CEOs to prison for poisoning people.
New York Yankee star Elston Howard smokes
Oh,
cool.
boy.
Oh no!
I like that clean taste and smooth feeling in my
Oh, my
throat.
God.
Oh,
He was the first black player to play for the Yankees, and that was like they were like the second to last team to have a black player. They were roundly criticized for that.
And then he died at age 51.
Oh, well.
I'm sure the cigarettes had nothing to do with it.
But he was cool
Yeah,
with a K.
the coolest 51-year-old corpse you'll ever come across.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
what a different world.
I know. It's funny looking at these ads. It's like you see how much certain brands were targeted to certain demographics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
specifically
that
the
just
menthol.
it's like you can't advertise anymore. So I feel like that's a thing that's so alien to people who grew up in the last 30 years. You know, it's like cigarette ads were gone in like the mid 80s. They outlawed them.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you mean they were targeted? Like different people just choose what brand they want, right?
The fucking Joe Camel ad. Let me.
Oh yeah, that
No.
lasted into the 90s, I'd say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to think they were so cool.
I think
I
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The thing was like either I'm not sure if it was I think they outlawed TV and movie and like billboard ads, but you could still have print ads.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And then Joe Camel stayed around longer than most other advertising. But I think, oh, look at that Joe Chemo. Did you see that?
Oh
Go
no.
up. Scroll up.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
That's great. That's
Joe
the one.
Chemo episode title.
No.
The Surgeon General warns that smoking is a frequent cause of wasted potential and fatal regrets.
Oh,
Nice.
poor Joe. Him and diabetes, the diabetes, Tony the Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Diabetic Tony the Tiger.
Well,
R.I.P. a legend.
like Elston Howard, he had his time to be cool, and then he left.
Oh my God.
Then he had chemo and he died. Well, maybe he
some more
lived.
Black targeted
the-
cigarette ads.
Chemo worked.
It's interesting
Cool
how
ain't
menthol
cold.
how menthol is marketed as cool. You know, and green, they're all green
Yeah.
because green is cool, red is hot.
And what does that mean? Cool ain't cold. Newport. What does that mean? What's cooler than cool? Ice cold.
Yeah. Who is that musician?
Half ain't whole, body ain't soul. Wait, I don't know.
Mild ain't bold. Is that
Bold,
like
cold in Newport.
Muddy Waters? Who is that?
Is that?
There's Elston.
You'll agree with Yankee star Elston Howard when you come up to the menthol magic of cool. You taste a new cleanness, feel a new coolness in your throat.
Oh my God, that
You
little
feel
box with the picture of him with the cigarette. You feel a new smoothness deep inside your throat. Oh,
That's
Oh, it's
exactly
deep
what
in
the
there.
next line of this copy is.
that's
Remember, only
Rob's
cool.
grinder profile.
Remember, only cool, no regular filter cigarette, no other menthol cigarette gives you real menthol magic. Take Elston Howard's advice. Come all the way up to the menthol magic of
Did
cool.
you guys ever see that Flintstones commercial where the Flintstones smoke cigarettes? Winston cigarettes?
No.
Look that up. Look that up. Oh,
I
it's
can't
so
believe also that they're marketing that these are available without a filter. Get that tobacco to you faster.
Yeah.
More,
Let's see.
more cancery. Also available without filter.
Thank goodness.
When you're really tired of life.
When you work in a coal mine, so what's the fuck is the difference? Anyway?
Right. Let's speed run to the end here. Annoying wife, try non-filter cool.
You know your kids want that pension more than a dad anyway.
I think it's that one. Yeah. There's two.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Hey, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay? How's about taking a nap? I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it!
Wow.
Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filters. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoke.
This is crazy.
Yeah, buddy, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
The Flintstones has been brought to you by Winston.
Wow,
America's
unreal.
best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Oh my God.
It's good like a cigarette should. Yeah,
This music.
amazing. I wonder, how did they light the cigarette without fire? Like the cavemen, how did they?
They just smack two rocks together.
Is that what he did in the thing? Because I thought he had like some kind of device.
Specially processed by cigarette should.
Has been brought to you
It went by too fast. I
Winston,
missed it.
America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Oh, he does have.
Oh, how come it's not like a pterodactyl like farting out?
Yeah.
Like everything else they have. The TVs. Like
Maybe it is. It does look like a tiny bird.
no, there you
Fire.
go. Nice.
Yeah, like you just can't see it in the animation.
It just lives in the lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
My only purpose is to light your cigarette, Mr. Flintstone.
Wait, how did they do it
Delivers
in
flavor
the first?
20 times a pack. Winston's got
Same.
that
Yeah, you don't
filter
really see
blend
it.
that delivers
That's so funny that they have that.
Oh, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Now I kind of want a nice toasty cigarette after all that conversation.
A Winston?
Light up right on the show. Right, come on.
Light
do
it up. No, I don't want to do it in my apartment. It's too gross.
You got a window right there.
Rob, did the marketing
Oh.
work? Did you want to go out and buy a Winston now rather than
No, I want a
Parliament?
Parliament. No, I
Wants to
know
go
which
hook up with
cigarette
a
I
guy
want.
named Winston.
While smoking a Parliament?
Yeah.
Well,
Is there an analogous
That's the other thing.
celebrity endorsed Parliament commercial? Or
There
I
must
don't
be
know. I don't know if
something.
I've
It's
ever seen
probably like a
Parliament
George
ads.
Clinton.
I mean, it was
So, like-
around before they banned the ads, right?
Yeah.
I think
If
it's
they
the
didn't do a
reason I-
George Clinton crossover, then they're just not fucking paying attention.
Yeah, not thinking.
Well, they're not
Nope.
targeting
Well.
black guys. Like Parliament is a very like European kind of.
Only white people like George Clinton.
And also, I think Parliament Lights is more geared towards women too.
Mm.
Yes, every Parliament gives you
Oh.
an extra margin. Tobacco tastes best when the filter's recessed.
Oh, what? Get out of
That's
here.
what it says. I guess
wait,
that's the
so-
gimmick of Parliament.
So you're smoking a female targeted cigarette then? Is there like a gay crossover element to this?
Well, I started on the Parliaments while I was in the closet, so I don't know if maybe it was my. But like I said, it's a very all the Russians smoke it too.
That's
all
what
the
I was
Russian
gonna
potheads
say.
I hung out.
Okay.
It's very strange because I associate Parliament with like old Russian men. I always see them buying Parliaments.
Oh,
in
here
front
we
of me at
go.
the store.
Oh no,
Charlie
Charlie
Sheen.
Sheen.
There we go.
Is
How
that
about
like
a
Wall
Oh,
Street
let's see,
era?
I love this era
like it.
of marketing where it's like a whole fucking book report, you know, like
Yeah.
a magazine. Like I have such a nostalgia for it. So let's see. Most low tar cigarettes are flush tipped, so tar buildup is
bad.
flat against your lips. Ew. But
Gross.
Parliament has a recessed tip. That
Healthy.
means tar buildup never touches your lips.
Amazing.
All you get is that neat, clean taste. So if you're trying to find a low tar cigarette that tastes good, why not choose the one with the difference? Parliament with the recessed tip.
Get cancer 1% slower.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. Oh my God.
What
Some of
is
this
that?
artwork is crazy.
Madonna me. You're so smart to smoke Parliaments, it says. Not like
lady
those
in the
dummies who smoke Marlboros.
Only the flavor touches your lips.
Oh, wow.
The lady in the chic chapeau may have let her enthusiasm go to her head. Yet who can blame her? So many smart Parliament smokers want everyone to know their cigarette is special.
Oh my
They're like
God.
the Apple of cigarettes.
That's why you like it. Now it all makes
Choice
sense.
tobaccos, luxurious flavor, the famous mouthpiece that keeps your filter recessed a full quarter-inch away from your lips. With Parliaments, only the flavor touches your lips.
So
I'm
with
sold.
parliaments are like Apple. Even if you have a half a pack left, you have to buy a new pack for $1,000.
Is that a
There we
mermaid?
go.
Pinky Blinder. Fuck, that's like.
It is the perfect recess. Okay, I'm sold.
I want to see you smoke a cigarette. I'm with Sid.
Yeah.
Right? Well, no, just one. We're such
mean,
peer
is it-
pressurers.
Is it really that much different?
The
than
two guys who
smoking a
have never
joint?
smoked a cigarette trying to convince Rob to light one up on the show.
Like for what? Like what?
You're
what
gonna
is
look
it
so
show?
fucking cool.
I already look cool,
Oh.
bitch.
I also feel like it'd be funny if you forgot that you had a lit cigarette and somehow your apartment caught fire during the show. That would be a huge boost in downloads for us.
No. Smoking cigarettes is a 100% outdoor activity.
Quick man cometh with a good idea. Get Rob to smoke for the Patreon. Maybe we could do an episode where it's just how many cigarettes can Rob smoke in a sitting.
Oh, ew. One. That's it.
God damn it. Wait, how many?
Oh, my God.
I don't have the use of my. I have to leave and come back in order to restart.
No, you don't want that.
Another person that needs to restart themselves is Tim Lambesis. Oh, my goodness. So,
New developments.
Always, it seems.
we've been following the story. And I have to give a tip of the hat to Lamb Goat. They're on top of it. You know, they broke the story of the members starting to leave. And then that's when rumors on Twitter started surfacing that there might be the reason that everyone started leaving was because some sort of footage circulated regarding potential domestic abuse of his wife, of Tim Lambesis' wife. And of course, for our newer listeners, Tim Lambesis, about a decade ago now, which is crazy how much time has passed, got arrested for attempting to hire a hitman to murder his ex-wife. The hit was not successful because the person he attempted to hire was an undercover cop. He was about to get away with it until he turned around after the conversation where he was being very vague and went, "To be clear, I want you to murder my wife." And I always repeat that because that is the funniest fucking thing. It's like out of a fucking TV show where you're like, what kind of an idiot would say this?
Yeah.
Well, now we know. And so, you know, he went on this whole, never took any blame for it. He did a what I would call an exit interview right before the verdict was read, where he was found guilty, and it put all the blame on his ex-wife for trying to.
He also
take his
blamed
kids away.
steroids, right?
And steroids. Eventually, he blamed steroids. Yes, because he was doing them in the prison, and I guess they took away some sort of medication and the steroids, and as a result, he started developing some bitch tits like Meatloaf did in Fight Club. And he had gynoclimastia, I believe is the scientific term. And he sued. There was a whole ordeal. Got out of jail. Turned his life around, quote unquote. Started being a mentor or whatever for other people in jail. And eventually put his band back together. Somehow convinced all of his previous bandmates to rejoin him again, while never really publicly, I don't know if the word is apologizing or I guess
Accepting full
atoning-
responsibility for his
yes,
actions.
atoning for his sins. Yes, exactly. And just went on like nothing, and like there was this bit of gaslighting where like it's equivalent to like how it's like you know, you're just being too woke, like, oh, like get past, he's trying to move on with his life, like he's already done his time. It's like, no. Anyway, one by one, all these guys started realizing, hey, no, this guy's still fucking, something's missing here. One guy quits, another guy quits. They get a few lineup changes. Now everybody quit. And we were wondering what that footage was. And some footage surfaced this week.
Now, let's say when the rumors of the footage first came out, his wife did release a statement saying that it was all bullshit, right?
Great point. Yes, there was rumors that there's footage of him committing domestic abuse on his current wife, which is now his third wife. He married once after, I believe while in jail, he married, divorced that woman, and then married this woman who he's now going in the process of divorcing. And so there was claim that there was domestic abuse footage, which I think is the second clip we're going to watch, I assume.
Yeah.
And the woman said that she was never abused, and that is inaccurate. But now, Lambesis released that yesterday, that the day prior to the footage being released, he served his current wife divorce papers. And that she is releasing this footage or leaking it or what have you as a retaliatory measure for the divorce. And that what's going on is she's incredibly abusive. She's the one who's abusive, mentally abusive, bringing him to this level of anxiety where he acts out in this irrational way.
I think mentally and physically, he says, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So
I want to say you sent this in the group chat, and I purposely didn't watch it because I want to have
I'm so excited for
a
you.
natural reaction.
So the first,
this is like when someone tells me, "Oh, I'm about to start watching The Wire for the first time." That's how excited I am for you, Darren.
This clip has no audio, so it is. What's so weird is it looks like it is from Lambesis' own phone.
Well, clearly somebody was filming intentionally. It was him or her.
Yeah. And now we see there on the counter, there's some tweezers. There's a floss pick.
I used that brand of floss pick once. It's terrible.
It looks like a very cheap floss pick. You really got to get the high-end floss picks.
Agreed.
Like the Oral-B one or whatever.
Angle is all wrong, too.
Yep. So this looks like it's her room based on the design. It looks like
I mean, wouldn't it be their room if they're married?
I don't know.
Sleep in the same bed.
Small. The slope of the ceiling is weird.
It's the angle.
All right. So, and he's on the side of the bed. She's a little off camera, laying in bed.
He's shirtless. He's in shorts. He's sort of like doing Henry Rollins cosplay, it feels like.
And so she's yelling at him. And then he gets right in her face. There's no abuse, but it's a very threatening maneuver because he's like right up in her face, as our video listeners, our video viewers could see.
Sort of like the way Darren's cat is right up in his.
Yeah, he's
getting. And here, this part is like, what does he say? He's holding, he like runs off and he's like twitching, like nervously twitching and flexing and like losing his mind the way a wrestler cutting a promo does.
He scratches his belly a little bit.
And he's he's yelling at her, top of his lungs. She has her head. They're yelling at each other. He grabs her face and yells at her face. Very threateningly, I have to say. And now he's just punching his face like a Neanderthal.
And his chest like a gorilla.
Like he's hurting himself.
Oh, this one I haven't seen either. Whoa.
Okay, so this is now. So that was the first clip. And you're like, wow, this is pretty bad. But you could argue that there was no abuse here, right? Like he's only abusing himself. Although, on the other hand, fucking pulling up to her face like that and like yelling at her could probably.
But when he's at a show and he's getting with the crowd and they're singing along into his mic, then it's okay, Rob?
Right.
I don't appreciate the double standard.
This, though, is undeniable. And this is like this next clip, seeing it, it's like, oh, if I was in his band and I saw this, yeah, I'm out of here.
Okay. And I haven't seen this one yet either.
Honestly, though, I wouldn't be in his band. But let's just say I'm already in his band. I'm already in his band. Let's get past that.
Aside from the shitty music.
Yeah.
Yeah. But aside from that, and you know, like the murder attempt, let's say I got past that. Then I saw this. Oh, I'm out. So he grabs her and he says, "Just love me," which is just like,
Oh,
what?
that's so sad.
So weird.
And she calls him a fucking cunt.
What do you think is
It
going
does
through her
sound like
head?
he's singing a chorus, and I
Just
can
love
hear
me.
the breakdown in the background. Just love me.
Yeah. Wow. Someone needs to put that to some kind of breakdown.
Oh, for God's
What
sake,
do you
yes.
think is going through her head when he's punching his fucking brain?
Can I ask a question?
Yelling,
What do you
"Just
think
love me."
What do you think is going through her head when she knows everything about him and still marries him? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
she's clearly unwell.
Look
I
at
don't
this
like to
beautiful
say
dog.
somebody deserved it. I
No,
wouldn't go that
not
far.
deserve it, but like,
no,
you can't be
I'm saying.
surprised.
I didn't say you said that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you did sign on to this in a
Yeah.
way.
Google exists.
Right. Look at her face.
Those poor dogs. They're so confused. I
Whose
just
side
want
are
to be
they on?
loved. He's so emo. He's such a little baby.
Right. Whoever sleeps closer to the can of food is who. They decide. Oh my god.
So weird. So
This dude's
weird.
got so many issues. Wow.
Just love me. Just love me.
Like, and it makes it like all this hyper masculine music that he puts out, and he's like, "I just want to be loved."
Yeah. Compensate.
But I will say, like, if I'm in a band with this guy and I see that video, I don't know that there's anything really in there that makes me be like, oh no, I can't live with, like, if I was already okay with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's anything in that video that would be like the last straw, other than just like, this is so embarrassing for you, I can't be in the same room with you anymore, because it's the level of cringe is something I can't live with. Because he's not like really hitting her. He's mostly hitting himself and just looking like a fucking fool.
Isn't
right?
that enough? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I can't respect you knowing that I've seen this. Like, it's always going to be playing in the back of my head whenever I'm in a room with you, and I can't work with you anymore.
Yeah, but also I'm trying to put myself in the framework of, and it's hard, of somebody who opted into being in this horrible band and already knows that so maybe that person sees this and they're like, oh, that's like small potatoes, you know. Maybe that person has a different set of values than I do, but
or maybe the fact that they were okay being in a band with this guy to begin with means that when they saw this video, the reason they quit was they're like, oh, you don't even hit her? You only hit yourself, you fucking bitch?
Pussy.
Yeah,
No.
like, I knew what a bitch you are. I can't be in a band with you anymore. If you would hit her, at least I could understand.
I don't
that.
know. I think what it is that, like, they're already aware, like, having hung out with him, they're like, oh, you know, there's a screw or two loose here, so to speak. And then seeing this, it's like, oh, this is what he's holding back. Do I really want to go to Europe and spend a whole month with this guy right now when he's in this kind of mental
These guys have been
state?
in a band with him for this many years. They must have seen this side.
They've been in a band with him for maybe a year.
Oh,
You know,
so these are new guys. These are not the
these are
original.
new, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
all of them are new guys?
Except for the drummer and two of them are not. Yes, but
Okay, so
or
then
one
like
of
half
them,
the band must have seen
Yeah.
him like this at some point.
no,
before.
like one or two, maybe. No, less than half.
I will say though, having been in a relationship with someone who has been, I'm not, by the way, I'm not talking about Jennifer. She's a very sweet woman, but someone who is bipolar
Oh.
and who has, you know, stuff like this just come out. Stuff like this comes out when you with your significant other that people can successfully conceal to other people who aren't intimately on top of them constantly.
But when you're in a touring band, that you could say
Yeah, I
that might
know.
be more intimately on top of each other than even a significant other at
Yeah.
times, right?
Maybe so, but I think there's some other like spark, or I could be wrong. I've never toured with a band, but I feel like
Yeah.
there's something that you have with your other person, you know, in a relationship that doesn't, that it can like, I shouldn't say provoke's not the right word. She didn't provoke it, but it unleashes something, you know.
I mean, he in his statement makes it seem like she provoked it.
Yeah, but well, and maybe he's right. I don't know. I don't think he deserves the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, I'm not in the room either.
Rob, if it's not too much trouble, can you cue up that amazingly hilarious Instagram photo from their wedding when it's the two of them plus some super roided out jacked guy on a beach? Just so we could see them in happier times.
Yeah.
Give me a
Wow.
moment.
I don't want this to be the sad last memory we have of this star-crossed couple.
Let's focus on the positive.
Yeah.
Of this Romeo and Juliet story.
It's Rocky and what's his name?
Adrian?
Adrian.
Yeah. Rocky hit Adrian.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It looks like she disabled her account.
But there must be.
It might be on his account.
Or like metalmofos.net has it still or something. One of those sites.
Metal Mofos is deader than this marriage.
Well, that
Rob
guy
called in that
is
hit to an
literally
actual
dead.
hit, man. Yeah.
Carlos died, I believe. But I believe he, quote unquote, sold his site.
The Onion bought it.
Last time I checked that site, it was like, this domain for sale or whatever.
So I think that the muscle guy might have been his previous wedding.
Oh.
No. Hold on. I got it.
Send me the link.
The pictures from, I don't know. This is a screen grab from like some podcast or something, but the picture is there. And it's as tremendous as I remember.
Oh, my God. Yes. Our friends at Toilet of Hell. Look at this guy. This guy has to have like the muscle version of a Brazilian butt lift, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like this is injectables. This isn't.
Yes.
This isn't even steroids. Like this isn't something you can get at the gym.
He looks like Axl Rosenberg, but
Yeah,
with like a
he does.
really weird filter.
And he's got what Carrot Top has. The thing in his shoulders. Remember, he got those implants.
Yes. And this is the woman. This is the woman in the videos, correct?
Yeah, you're right. This is the. Well, I'm not sure.
He has a type. Let's say that.
Yeah. I thought this was her. Because this is not someone he married while he was in prison.
Oh yes, that is her. That is her. This is the photos from their wedding.
Is it possible she's leaving him now for the other guy in the picture?
No.
That guy punches himself in the face once and immediately implodes. Love me. He doesn't even get the me out, and he's just dust.
And that's just the way he has to hold his arms. He's not posing.
Horrifying.
I wish we
His
could
arms
find out
look
who
like
this guy
Joe
is.
Chemo's face.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great point.
Do you think this guy has an OnlyFans, Rob?
He might, honest. Or like there's some sites where it's like erotic bodybuilding posing. Like they're not doing anything gay, but it's like male form appreciation.
I mean,
that's how gay porn started. By the way,
Sure,
because it was illegal. So the way, like the sneaky way to do it was like, oh, physique magazines, and like they would be in like the tightest little thongs. And these bodybuilders, but it's like, who the clientele was? It was women and gay men.
mostly gay men.
But mostly gay men and a few women.
Yeah.
Man, we found this guy's, I remember at the time we found this
Yes.
guy's Instagram. If one of our listeners can remind us.
Oh, my
I
God.
really want to explore it again. Oh, yes.
You
Google
got it?
Lens. Google, look at the power of Google Lens. Google is crazy. You can look. I guess you can't see it in here. You could. His name is Craig Golias.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I definitely remember saying that name on the air.
It's AI. That's not a real picture. Where's Anne
That's
Frank in the
him.
background of this shot?
Let's hang out. 1.2 million followers.
Has he weighed in on the Tim Lambesis controversy of late?
Look at this fucking guy.
Can we have put Anne Frank riding his arms like a speedboat?
Oh,
Like, okay.
who's this little Latino man? with him?
Someone in Costa
Costa
Rica.
Rica? There you
Okay.
go.
You head around the corner and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't know. He does online coaching. Should I do some online coaching classes with
You
this
can't
guy?
afford that, Rob. He'd see that pack of parliaments and immediately discontinue
Yeah,
with you.
sorry, can't be associated with this.
Let's see what's going on in this story. Okay, he's got. Oh,
Maybe for
for a 3-month plan.
$200 a month, Rob. That's too much.
That's not that bad. Traps need work. See,
Is
that's
there any-
comedy because he's so massive?
Is there any appeal to this guy, Rob, at all?
No. This is like when there's the creator wrestler,
Yeah.
and you do the muscle meter like way too far, way too far,
Where he can't
Way,
even do
way
any
too-
moves.
Yeah, it's not like I don't get it. Like I don't get the draw here.
The draw is he's got a lot of followers on social media because of this. That's all.
No, sure. Oh well, he likes Sanguisigabog, so that's cool.
Oh,
He said it was one of the most amazing nights of his life, screaming on stage. Oh, he got on stage?
Is he the lead singer of that band?
No. They probably brought him on. There he is. I love this. I take it back. I'm a big fan of Craig Goliath.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh, Rob, is that your boyfriend in the
Oh,
background
this
of
is
that one?
another guy. Who's this guy? This guy's familiar.
It's like our friend Bernie.
This guy passed away. Rich Pina. I'd seen him in he did a lot of ads too. Ugh. Yeah, it's just too much for me. What's the draw here? You can't even move. You're so.
It's horrifying.
He looks like in the real life Mario Brothers movie, the Koopa Trooper. Let's see if we could find an interview. I wonder what he sounds like. Wouldn't it be hilarious if he talked like this?
He looks sort of like how I imagine Noah's brother sees himself. If that makes any sense to you guys. I don't. The audience has never met him, but you guys have. So I hope he's doing well, though.
Who knows, brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob, is he doing well?
Not Goliath.
No. So
Don't
he
care.
clearly is doing fine.
Oh, so there's in what's it called? There's a documentary, Big Orexia.
Excuse me?
I can see that.
Like the opposite of anorexia.
Is that our next Patreon watch along?
The other way. So this guy is documented here. Let's watch this quick clip. From the Generation Iron Fitness Network.
Yeah.
I was a toothpick. I put on 100 pounds naturally from 150 to 250. It was easy to put on muscle. Then once
That's him?
went the other route, kept on putting on even more and more and more. And I was just like, wow, I'm really blowing up. I mean, I'm 342 right now. My heaviest ever was 350.
Oh my
I feel like I'm
God.
addicted to getting big. When you want to be the biggest, you just keep on getting bigger until you are the biggest. And even when you're the biggest, you still want to get bigger. I would definitely say I had bigorexia because just never satisfied. Simply never satisfied.
It's funny. I'm just never satisfied.
I think Craig has the worst case of bigorexia that I've ever seen. I mean, I think he's the world's largest bodybuilder. He fluctuates between 330 and 350 pounds.
Nuts.
So here we have the world's
How tall
largest
is he?
bodybuilder who's
5'1".
still afraid that people are going to think he's small.
He's a human
who's still
chode.
afraid that he's going to get caught on camera not looking his biggest. And who's
Oh,
working
he's 6'3". Wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
every day to try to even get bigger.
That's crazy.
Do we want to watch that?
I kind of do. I'm curious. Maybe we'll do a watch along.
Yeah, get an illegal torrent of that, Rob. ASAP. Get on it.
Yeah, we don't want to give them any money for that or clicks.
And it's called Bigorexia?
Yep. Looks like he gained 200 pounds of pure muscle is the fucking thing.
So he's saying it's not an injectable.
I guess so.
Those forearms are totally fake, though. Come on, they look like plates.
Who
Horrifying.
knows?
Is
But
Tim
anyway.
Lambesis interviewed in the documentary?
Oh man, let's one last. I mean, this is a fucking hilarious photo. Like this is, people say that California's all blue. Like this is the most fucking Orange County shit I've ever seen in my life.
But look at Tim's smile. He's the only
so-
person who's showing his true feelings in this photo and not like posing. Like the
Also,
wife clearly is
hold
just
on.
like what's going to look best for Instagram, as is Jacked Bro. But Tim
That's
is
what's
just
so
look
funny.
at the pure happiness on his face.
I think the
That's-
ocean is looking at them and going, "This is not going to end well."
I want to swallow these.
I do find the comedy of like, Craig, come take a photo with us. And he's like, hold on, let me flex. I want people to see my muscles. Like you can't see them if you didn't do the shoulder, like.
Do you think he intentionally posed like that so he could have the side of his arm on her tit like that? Just so he could feel. Do you think that he got his arm injection the same time she got her implant?
I think he tried to put his arm around her and it didn't work, so he went with that. He couldn't get it around. He couldn't move it enough.
Shifty Shortcake says Tim's the only one who hasn't had work done, so he's the only one who can smile.
He
Yeah.
absolutely has
But he
had
had
work
those-
done,
Yeah.
though.
Just to remove bitch tits.
Yeah.
But also, no, his face too, I believe.
Oh, you
Wasn't
think
there
so?
some sort of fire that he got caught in? Remember?
Yes.
Oh, does that count if it's reconstructive surgery to your face?
I mean, it's plastic surgery.
I guess. Okay, fair enough.
He looks so happy
It
in
does
these
look like he has Botox or something.
Maybe it's just because he's always crying. His face is just always puffy. He's just always been bawling.
Oh, it's
Oh
him and
my
the
God.
bros. Him and the bros.
Oh my God.
Oh man, good times. Well, no. Oh my God. All
Horrifying.
right, everyone, show your muscles.
It's like
Okay.
everybody he hangs out with has to just have huge muscles. What's going on there?
Was everyone in
It's
his
the
band
mode.
super jacked also?
No.
No, he has
the
to be
only
the
one.
biggest guy. in the
Ah,
band.
okay. He's the alpha.
He would never go in a
It's-
band with Craig Gagoulias.
Better singer than Tim is.
Yeah,
They
Sang
li-
the Boogaloo clip.
They literally wear their insecurity on their fucking sleeve, these guys. Like, it's so obvious. Shifty Shortcake says these are the human versions of those drugged up KFC battery chickens.
I don't know what that
Rob,
is.
this is your
don't get that
demographic,
reference.
says Dusty Rose Buffler. No, it is not Dusty Rose Buffler. You clearly don't know my demographic.
Guys who do workouts extensively every single day and then like metal music and go to shows all the time. Kind of is your demographic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
Maybe not the one you want,
I haven't hooked up with too many guys into metal music. I'll say
Oh,
that.
but that's
much.
your choice, I think. That's not because you're looking for
Exactly.
them and they're not into it.
I didn't say that that's who you want to hook up with. I said that's the demographic you're in. You are
Oh, you guys. That's so sweet. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me post for a photo.
the alligator arms. Hi everyone. He should do an OnlyFans where he jerks off guys with that plate in his forearm only.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to remember what the name of this one quote unquote porn studio is, where it's just some fucking really horny older gay guy, and he pays these muscle guys at conventions to just come to his hotel room and pose naked for him.
Wow.
I'm
What
trying
kind
to remember?
What kind of convention? Like a porn convention?
No, like a bodybuilding convention.
Oh,
you
I
know,
see.
like
All right.
it's just like it's like a modeling gig, you know.
So
'Cause
what are
there's
the
they don't
videos
touch.
just the guys in the room posing, or is it a video of him watching the guys posing?
He's shooting them posing. He's
Okay,
behind
but
the
you're not
camera.
watching him watch them and like
No,
beat
you don't
off.
see the creepy older
So
guy.
it's
You
first
just hear his
person.
voice. Yeah, and he's like
Okay.
directing. And in some of the videos, the guys are willing to jerk off. And in a lot of the videos, I want to say 75% of the videos, there's always a moment where the director you see, he's holding the camera, so it's from his point of view, his perspective. And then all of a sudden, his hand comes into the shot, and he starts feeling up the muscle of the guy.
And they're cool with it.
And yeah. Well, they obviously have agreed to it beforehand, But
I don't know that that's
even
obvious.
if they do, well, okay. Well, even if they do agree to it, some of them it's just like, yeah, I guess I agreed to that. Like you can see their faces.
It's
They're
like I'm
not
already
really
here.
into it.
Like, what have I really?
Yeah, they're like straight guys that just that they've gotten a business opportunity, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Well, if I can't see the old guy, I'm out. Sorry. I'm not interested.
Jared, you didn't know, but Rob actually tried this trick when he interviewed Amur.
Really?
He was like, "Hey, Frankie, if you want to go back to my hotel room."
Is that where the beef
Hey,
started?
Frankie.
POV porn.
Because Rob did it and then stiffed him on the paycheck.
That's where all this came from.
Oh, there was something stiff. All right. No, not with Frankie. It's not my type.
I want to see a porn offshoot
I
of
don't
this
remember
where
the name.
Rob does this at NAM and just he goes up to all the people at the convention, every booth. Hey, you want to come back to my hotel room?
There was definitely a NAM where I hooked up with a guy while NAM was going on in the hotel room that I
What band was he in?
shared with. No, he was not there for NAM. He was just a local.
I was gonna say it wasn't as someone that you picked up at a booth or something.
No. It was
It was
just
Richie
like a
Sambora.
grinder hookup. But it was funny because
Chico
it was a
Torres.
room. It was like one of those family rooms because NAM is right by Disneyland. The convention center is right by Disneyland. So there's these hotels and like motels kind of that are family
Holiday Inn?
hotels. No, they're like local inns, like
No,
like
I was
mom
saying
and
the
pop.
song Hotel Motel Holiday Inn.
Oh, I see. So there would be like 4 beds to a room, or to a suite, let's say. And we would get one of those because we'd have a whole crew. And so I went to hook up with this guy, and he kept being like, "Are you sure none of your friends are coming? Like, what?" Because there's like 3 other beds in the room, and he's like, "I don't want anyone coming in." While I'm like, "I've told everyone to stay away." We're
Oh,
good.
so they knew you were going to fuck someone.
Well, the one person that I knew could possibly come back, I told, but then the others I did not tell because I knew there was no chance they would be back because they had scheduled shoots. And
A lot of faith.
They don't need
You had
to
a
know.
scheduled shoot too.
Well, I did. I regardless, I locked the door, so they wouldn't have been able. Like
they
couldn't barge in.
Comment, please.
They wouldn't
Rob.
exactly. They wouldn't barge in. But it was quick anyway. It was not, and everything. I want to be clear. We each had our own beds, and I did all of my stuff on my own bed. Nothing on anybody else's beds, and it was quite a achievement unlocked to at the time to have a hookup during a business trip in my business
Well, let
hotel
me ask
while the
you
other
this.
guys weren't in the room.
Did the guy you hooked up with? Did you at any point make him put on any of Pepe's clothes?
a lot of the jewelry. Some of
Rob
the
didn't
cologne.
say no. Darren, you heard that. He didn't say no.
I can
No.
vouch for that. I want to.
Clothes weren't put on. Clothes were taken off.
I'll repeat Sid's request to put that comment up there.
Yeah, the most recent one
comment?
from Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes muffler.
I want to come on my mess of boogie. Yeah, yeah. Some of the comp gear we got a little crusty cum on it.
I'd also want to read the previous one. from
Yeah.
Shortcake. Fuck, Mary,
fuck.
kill Lambesis, Chris Barnes, or Frankie Palmer.
Okay,
It's easy.
Easy. Kill all
I
three.
think it's easy as well. No, you got to.
Go ahead.
I think
Go
it's
ahead.
easy as well.
Sid, you can go first. since you picked the...
Okay.
Oh,
You want me to go first?
Well, you said it was easy. So I wanna
Okay,
hear your
for
answer.
me, it's a no-brainer. I'm killing Frankie.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Lambesis, and I'm marrying Chris Barnes.
Why you want to marry Chris Barnes?
Well,
He
you
was
gotta
very
pick-
nice and low key, and he'd give me like sad pep talks and
Oh
not
my
bother me too much.
goodness.
You don't want to marry Tim Lambesis or Frankie Palmieri.
Darren.
Come on, man, think it out.
Darren.
Here's the thing. I would say marrying Chris Barnes is probably the least offensive of these three. You'd have to hear him doing these soliloquies every single day.
I don't think you guys know how annoying Chris Barnes is. You're giving him
But-
way too much credit.
But that's what I thought. But then I looked at the other two, and they're way more annoying than
Yeah,
he is,
yeah.
and they may kill you.
Yeah.
So I think you have to kill Lambesis
Mm.
to save some woman down the road at some point.
Well, if he's married to you. Or
Right,
no,
but
he's
how
not
long is that
married.
gonna last?
Yeah, that's also true.
You have to kill Lambesis, I think, and also for universal karma. Like he's tried to kill 2 women at least that we know of now. I guess.
We don't know that. Well, he said to go one woman that we know of.
Well, he's flipped the table over on the other one. What the fuck? That could have killed her. And I guess you do have to marry Chris Barnes, even though that seems so unappealing.
Oh my God, no! I'm going to disagree with the both of you.
He's also the oldest of the bunch, right? So he'll probably die sooner.
You have to fuck Frankie Palmieri because that'll probably take about 1 second anyway.
Rob will come instantly just from the
tight puss,
the hate
the tight pussy. No. My immediate instinct was I have to kill Chris Barnes because he's the most annoying person in the world. I can't stand being around him for more than a minute.
Wow.
Even though he did spark me up this one time in Tampa.
Oh.
No. From what I've known about Chris Barnes and what I've learned, no, I can't stand him. Fuck Tim Lambesis because of the three, obviously he does fit the qualifications that I would have the most. Not that I. Like it would be a mercy fuck for sure.
He's the least unattractive of the three.
He just wants you to love him, Rob. He would just
fuck
want to
him,
snuggle.
and then just by that process, it's like Frankie Palmieri. You know, we do have a lot of similar interests in terms of movies and such. So I guess I would have to have a odd couple type marriage with Frankie Palmieri. I'd marry Frankie Palmieri.
This might be the biggest revelation in Livecast history. Rob wants to marry Frankie Palmieri
and absolutely kill Chris Barnes. That is.
I would.
If forced to choose between the three.
In a million years, I didn't think you would ever pick that order. I have to say. I'm shocked.
What? You think I want to marry Chris Barnes? Get out of here.
No, but the point is you don't want to do any of these things. But I mean, even given those constraints, I don't think you would have picked it in that order.
Well, what did you think my order would have been?
I was actually, my answer was kind of predicting what I thought your answer would be.
Wrong.
Clearly, I'd take the L.
And Tim Lambesis is going to take the D.
Oh.
Yeah, I was way off. I'm way off with everything in predicting anything gay or anything to do with Rob's personal life. I am so bewildered in that area, and I admit that.
Dusty says, "Me and Frankie Palmieri or Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon." Yeah,
Jack Lemmon party.
Nice.
Wow, did not expect that.
In so many ways.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where things go with Lambesis for now. We're glad there isn't any domestic abuse because we could still laugh about it. If there was hitting, it would be a little uncomfortable, I think.
Just wait another week.
Yeah, maybe there's more videos.
Yes.
To come.
Well, we got it in before it was too late.
Yeah.
So did he.
Oh, imagine if they had children. Although maybe he might not be able to anymore.
Well, the children would look normal because they didn't have any plastic surgery yet.
I think he just meant like imagine if the kids had to deal with this shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was bad enough those dogs had to.
Yeah, right. Poor dog. The dog's just like, I just want to fucking eat some kibble, bro. Like, can we just stop pounding
that?
Was there any food on that table he flipped over? Because if so, it's on the floor now. They could eat that.
Yeah.
The humans tear each other limb from limb.
I have to say, while we're talking about this, my cat is so smart and yet so dumb at the same time because I had a bag of treats that I left out last night. I gave him some treats and he goes batshit for these treats. And I left it out because I was real tired. I didn't put it away where I normally do in my little like drawer. And throughout the show, I don't know if you can hear it, but he's been like, first he started pawing at it. He knocked 4 things off the table, including the bag, and was pawing at it. It's sealed very tight. He can't possibly open it, but he was making noise. I had to mute a few times because he was like trying to. And then I paused. I shut my camera down. I went and got the bag and put it in the drawer. And now he's like trying to find different ways to open this drawer. He's brilliant. He has absolutely no. He has object permanence for sure. He's smart enough to know that thing went in that fucking drawer.
Do you not think all of this effort is worthy of maybe giving him another treat?
I planned to. I just didn't want to stop the show. I'm going.
No, I'd love to see an on-camera treat giving. If Rob's not going to smoke a cigarette,
wouldn't that be rewarding this behavior? And wouldn't you want to not reward this kind of behavior?
Cats don't. operate in that way. Cats will do the same behavior 1,000 times, no matter
Yeah.
how many times you reprimand them. That's a dog thing, and you're right. With a dog, you'd be absolutely right. With a cat, if they want a treat, just give them a fucking treat. There you go. See? It's so much easier to just give them the fucking treat. Like, you cannot train a cat. They do what they want, and that's fine. You know, that's their nature. But the reward or punishment does not work at all.
Yeah.
He just not went like all over my microphone and my like amp thing. He's trying to. I tell you what he's trying to do. He's trying to back into. He doesn't realize that the cabinet system is a one-way thing, and he tried to circle around the back to go into the drawer from the back. He's trying anything. But anyway, that was a nice little sidebar, I thought.
Yes.
He's a lunatic, but I love him. Is that any of that audible, by the way, what he was doing?
Yeah.
To me, it was
Yeah,
very
it was.
loud. What? No, not just now, but I mean, like during
Before
the show.
that, I don't think
No,
so.
no.
Okay, good.
I mean, I saw him like climbing on top of your chair behind your head and all of that, but I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. That was like, because I kind of politely shooed him away from the bag. So the next step was to jump up there, but then he quickly resumed the bag search. He's a nutball.
Delightful.
So I have a question. If I were to tell you that Kerry King recently said who he wanted to play him in a movie,
Oh God.
what actor? If you've seen the headline already, obviously.
I did not.
Guessing Sid, you can't answer it because I'm assuming you saw.
I want to answer, even though I know what the correct answer is. I want to answer
Right,
Danny
right, right.
DeVito anyway.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito. Well, Kerry King doesn't see himself as Danny DeVito.
No.
Right.
You know?
Bobby Moynihan.
Modern day Danny DeVito.
How about the guy from the Lego thing where you would put the clay inside of it and then you push it out and it would grow hair? That's what I see Kerry King.
Maybe Jason Statham, I would think something like that.
Okay.
Oh, who he would pick? Channing Tatum.
Well, he actually picked Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Like literally nothing except old and bald. They're the same age and they're bald. That's really the only.
I do appreciate that he went outside of his race for this, though.
Yeah,
That's
considering how
surprising.
racist he is.
So he responded, the only one that loosely fits a description is Vin Diesel. If you go down that road, you might also say The Rock. But I'm not nearly that giant. That would be awesome, though. I'll say The Rock because I like a lot of the stuff he's in. Oof.
Why? You're not.
He's a big Moana fan.
Well,
Not
does he have
only-
kids? Probably.
No.
Not only is he not that giant, he's not even the size of a regular human, let alone like a bodybuilding wrestler.
But in the movie, they'd make everybody extra tall.
Right.
So-
but also wait, hold on. So this would be a theoretical, like a biopic. So we would
Yes.
see Slayer in the 80s, but The
Yes.
Rock's already 50 years old. Like, how could he play a 20-year-old Kerry King? That makes no sense. And maybe they get the guy that played The Rock in that stupid TV show that he had
Oh, yeah. That
When he was-
Pacific Islander kid.
when he was Flex Cavana.
It's so funny because in the comments there are people that are like, "Oh, I was thinking more like Danny DeVito, Paul Giamatti."
That's a great one.
It says,
That's
Paul
it.
Giamatti has the more appropriate body type and has the chop to nail, Kerry's surliness, and 13-year-old emotional development. Paul and the spikes and 90s tribal tats would nail it. And somebody writes, as far as The Rock playing Kerry King, it would be an accurate portrayal being neither one of them have range.
Ah! That's the thing, though. He can only play The Rock, and Kerry King can only be Kerry King. So maybe it's not so good.
Someone mentioned Brian Posehn.
Oh, what?
That's good. He's too big too, but like,
Yeah.
How about John C. Reilly?
Oh, I can see that.
If he shaved his head.
How about Jim the Anvil Neidhart?
Yeah, but he's dead.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, man, when did that happen?
A couple of years ago.
Shit.
But
Shame on me
Sorry,
for not assuming he was dead.
it's a good call, though.
Oh, wow, 2018. I totally
Oh, that's
forgot.
even longer than I thought. I thought it was like
it's been a while.
2020s.
All right. Well, folks, let's talk about our Spotify picks. Each week, we each pick a song, throw it on the playlist. Check it out on Spotify. It's the RIPL Livecast Music Break. It's there for free. And there's over 750 songs. 50 hours of music. And I've been listening to the new album from Kendrick Lamar this week. It's very good. I highly recommend it, actually. The production on it is stellar. There's so many good beats, and I really enjoy his flow. I feel
everything. It sounds like you're reading words on someone else wrote for you.
I really enjoy his flow, but I was going to say, like, I do feel very white listening to his music, but it's so good. And his single, I'm so excited. His single "Squabble Up," it's the second track on the album, samples the song that I picked as my pick this week, which is Debbie Deb, "When I Hear Music." And longtime listeners to the show know that I had a moment where I was obsessed with freestyle, which is a Latin type of pop.
That moment ended? I thought that was ongoing.
Oh, I still love it, but I mean, like, you know, I'm like moved on to other obsession. Like, I still get into it. Absolutely. I still jam my freestyle playlist all the time. But it was so exciting to hear a song from that playlist come up now, and it's the lead single off this album that's going to go multi-platinum and whatever. So it's going to give this music a whole new life with a whole new generation. They're going to discover Debbie Deb and all these other artists that we're talking about.
Do people do that now with like popular hip hop tracks? So they actually dig into like the samples and all that? I feel like this generation doesn't really care about the history of this stuff. They just listen to.
I don't know, because I feel like, well, it's hard to say, because when I earlier this week I went to a YouTube page for this Debbie Deb song, and all the top comments were people being like, "Oh, I'm here because of Kendrick. Kendrick totally blah 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 blah."
Okay.
So I'm sure there's some bump. How significant it is, who knows? But for Debbie Deb,
is she still alive?
Debbie Deb, she is still alive. She's doing the like nostalgia festival circuit. Like, I looked her up. Here,
she's only 58.
Yeah, she's looking good, and she sounds great.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
For 58, come on.
Deborah Claire Wessoff Kowalski is her name. She's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, she was saying how like she wrote this song when she was 17 because she couldn't get into clubs, and then she started performing at the clubs.
No, we gotta go. We gotta do this one thing. Let's go to 84.
Let's go to 84.
Take them back, Deb. 1984.
Let's go to 84, right?
How many 1984 people do we have up in here?
You like 84, huh?
84 was a good year. Why, Deb?
Darren, was it?
Why was 84? Tell them why 84.
Was 84?
Well, my grandmother died in 1984.
Oh, Rob, why would you bring that up?
But the music.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like
video for
80s pop.
All the 80s, baby. We're all here for you tonight because of your love. And thank you. You guys have kept us alive all these years. And your kids. Thank you.
And now they're kids. Well, anyway, so that's my pick.
She looks like the one cool mom at the high school in Staten Island.
Yeah.
Go, couldn't believe my mind. You know what I'm saying?
What did she pause it for a second? Sorry. What did she look like in the 80s? Is she looks like she could have been a hot chick. Maybe she put a few pounds on.
Let's see.
A pretty face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not her. That's not the same person.
No, I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the top row.
Yeah.
She looks
Is
good.
that her?
She looks better now.
Yeah, I would say so. She looked like she plumped into her best self.
Yeah. Sort of like the Mr. Goliath.
Well, I don't know about that. He looked like a plucked chicken when he was a kid.
This is old school, brother.
I love the soccer mom backup dancer she has.
Yeah.
It's like all the same people she had then. She just brought them along on the floor.
And the ones that couldn't make it, they found like replacements that look exactly like those people, which are a dime a dozen. And, well, maybe not in California. These look very Staten Island-y.
Well, this is Long Beach. Long Beach is like the Staten Island of LA.
Yeah.
Or like Long Island.
Isn't that where Snoop is from?
Sure, yeah. But it's just like a suburb of. Anyway, that was my pick. It's great, Debbie Deb. She has another great song, "Hello Weekend." Get into it, Sid. What's your pick?
Last week I went to a concert. I was joined by there's a couple of Livecast All-Stars that showed up with me. It was Lonnie and Bushwick Barry, a very rare crossover of the two of them. We all went to see Dillinger 4. And so I picked a Dillinger 4 song for the playlist. It's called Superpowers Enable Me to Blend In with Machinery. And it is a great Midwestern pop punk song. Good stuff. And it was one of those fun shows where it's just all old punk rockers in the venue. I felt young-ish. Oh, and by the way, RIP this week is to the drummer of My Chemical Romance, who Rob was very broken up about earlier today. We talked about and Rob's very shaken by the story of the death of the drummer of My Chemical Romance.
He was last seen on November 4th, found almost 20 days later in his house, decomposed. So decomposed, they had to send in, who do they have to send in, Sid? Like animal, welfare people? He had
that's
dogs.
not because he was decomposed. It's because there were two dogs in there with him.
So there's two dogs that were unattended for 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, Sid, I'm so broken up about the story. I feel so bad for these dogs, too, that this guy died and they weren't taken care of for almost 3 weeks. And Sid just goes, you know what happened, right? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Sid, what did you say?
I was like, obviously the dogs ate him, right? Like, what do you think badly decomposed means? They were in there alone for 2 weeks. What else are they going to do?
Why do I need this visual of these poor fucking hungry dogs have nothing left to do but eating this decomposed, rotting body?
Because, Rob, you need to know the truth of what's going to happen if you pass out and die in front of Babka.
You smoked too many parliaments and croak.
She is a survivor, so I would believe that.
Your ass would be a Babka within 3 minutes.
Darren, what's your pick?
My pick, because I knew we were going to talk about Tim Lambesis, was the song that comes to mind whenever he comes up, and that's "You're No Good to No One" by Pantera. The vulgar display of Power album. I always hear it's not always him, but I always when I picture a shitty person, I hear the refrain of that song, "You're no good to no one," screamed.
And the album cover of that album is just a screen cap of him punching himself in the face.
Love me, love me, love me. Please love me.
Oh my God. Lost all respect for Tim today.
Yes, the huge amount that you had before
That's
today.
Right.
I'm sure there are many people who followed him and who, through all thick and thin, defended him trying to kill his wife, and then saw this and were like, oh, this is lame. Rather than that stuff's all aggro stuff that appeals to a weird kind of person, but then they see this and now he's like a beta.
I'm telling you for sure. That's. I was joking before that the band members quit because of that, but I'm sure there's at least a portion of the audience that feels that way.
For sure.
Yeah.
I also want to compliment you on your San Loco shirt because
thank you. Yes.
Where I used to congregate after work when I was a mere teenager, and
one of my favorite spots. They still exist. There's one of them in the city, and I go, and it's still delicious.
What is that like? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Where's the one that exists now? Because
Avenue C.
Avenue C and what?
8th, 9th,
11th,
thereabouts. Yeah, somewhere over there.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's by St. Mark's. It's it's 8th and C. Yeah.
The one
Try the lamb barbacoa. It's a new protein they have. It is 10 out of 10.
Sexy. I used to get the chili enchiladas all the time.
That's great too. Can't go wrong at that place.
And it is Small Business Saturday, and we'd love your support. Any support you can give us. The show is absolutely free 52 weeks out of the year. Well, like 50, 48, something like that.
Yeah.
And if you want to show your support, go to patreon.com/RAPLivecast. Throw something in the tip jar. If you throw in $4 a month, get access to our bonus episode archive. 5 years of episodes, hundreds of episodes, thousands, maybe millions. No, like hundreds of episodes. Watch-alongs, roundtables, bonus episodes, too hot for the main show. And we just, tomorrow, are posting a roundtable discussion, maybe my favorite roundtable discussion yet, maybe since The Matrix. You know, but this was even more fun than The Matrix, because The Matrix we liked, and like there was, analysis back and forth. This is like, we all agreed it sucked. We watched the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Christmas vehicle, red one, and it was terrible. You don't have to go to theaters to watch it. You could just watch our review of it, so we could tell you exactly what was wrong with it and give you a beat-by-beat breakdown of the story and how terrible it was.
Yeah. Rough
Darren,
stuff.
did you enjoy a red one?
Did I enjoy it? I always love when I can get together with the two of you and do a panel discussion of a movie, where I love the watch alongs too, but when we can really dissect it and like go layer by layer of how bad the movie is, I cherish that. I think it's great. So that's always great, but this one may have been the best one we ever did, because there's so much to this movie to deconstruct why it sucks. And it could never sum it up in a little 30-second blurb right now, but just watch it. It's a classic. It's a classic. Unlike the movie, it's a classic.
Yeah. And of course, if you throw in $8 a month, you're a top Livecast fan of the month. That's right. Our prices have went down a little bit. You noticed. Top Livecast fan of the month gets a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. And I'm going to do it as if I'm being abused by these people. In my third wedding.
All right.
Eric, love me, love me, love me. Eric, Benjamin, love me, love me, love me. Benjamin, Dan, R. Massachusetts, why are you doing this to me? Lando, thanks. LaCroix, love me, love me, love me. LaCroix, Scotty H. and Corey, oh my God, love me. Eric, Mr. Schmertzler, love me. Douglas, who are you, Levison? Slinkers. Gender, Randy Blood, love me, love me, love me, love me.
I love that sometimes when you do like a random voice, you like run out of steam and have to give up doing the voice like 3 names in. But that one, somehow you powered through all 13.
Yeah, I thought you were going to hurt yourself.
Yes.
I actually did. I'm like, well, maybe I hit myself a little too. See, sometimes you get so caught up in the autistic freakouts.
The autistic freakouts?
Well, that's what it looked like. Clearly, he has some sort of mental imbalance. And I could see him being on the spectrum. Anyway, our show's over, folks. On that note, we'll be back next week. Until then, we love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.
See ya.